I'm so tired. I woke up at 6 o'clock and didn't go back to sleep. So I made us some beautiful, gorgeous omelets for breakfast this morning. Oh, they came out so good. Mushrooms, onions, parsley, cheese, a little bit of tomato, and just 3 eggs per omelet. I mean, I know you're supposed to do 2 eggs technically, but I was like, I'm hungry. So, um, hello and good morning, Mr. Alligator and Slaughter Daughter. Anyone who hasn't seen these before, whether you have seen them or not, or anything else, typically what we've done is we've gone into the Sims world, and we will be going into dabbling with Divinity to do this. We don't actually play the game. We go in with the intention of building something. If you've never been here from the get-go, the town that we downloaded is Salmon Woods. I'm trying to make sure that's right in my head, because in the past it's not been correct. Let me show you how to find it, the easiest way to find it. I'm looking it up real quick. Let's see. There, we'll do it this way. Okay, so go to Google, don't try to find it on your own, and say Salmon Woods Sims 3. Okay, and it's right here, under My Sims Realty. This is Salmon Woods, this is the town that we have. Salmon Woods is different from what you will see within the Sims 3 stream that we end up having, because our Sims stream has been adjusted. Because a lot of the buildings and a lot of the houses that we currently have in here were ones that we made on stream, especially during quarantine. So like this entire row right here didn't exist. These all didn't exist. This was an empty street. This was an empty lot. This didn't exist. This didn't exist. This didn't exist. We went through all of the commercial lots and we completely, I don't know how loud the music is. It feels loud to me, but it's probably not. We went through all the commercial lots. We ripped out all the all-in-one showers. We made it more easy for the Sims to end up doing stuff in them. I'm kind of glad I removed certain things, such as laptops, out of each of the lots, because I did notice when I was testing out some of the mods I downloaded. Hi, Dad Doodles. Hi, Indie Owl, by the way. And hello, Alligator, of course, in case I missed you. And I already said hello to you, Slaughter Daughter, so you can go away. So I downloaded some mods because Mr. Alligator ended up putting in the Discord like 11 odd mods. I try to keep my game very, very vanilla as much as possible, so I have very few mods in here. I do have a few custom items, but it's very, very few. It's mostly the plants that I have to increase like overall design decorations in the houses. Anyways, going back to the town. Oh wait, no, because I was on a thought process with the mods. So I went through the mods, and there's two mods I did. One of them was one that Mr. Alligator posted, and that was one that oh yeah, your link. There was one mod that was that I'm gonna be using, that we're gonna see starting this Sunday, and that's no refrigerator. It basically does not allow the Sims to cook anything from their refrigerator unless they have the ingredients in the refrigerator. The concept is to try and force your Sims to go into the downtown areas to go grocery shopping. The other mod I really wanted was the one that was supposed to force your Sims to not be able to plan their outfits or really change. You could use a dresser to change their clothes, but you could not plan a brand new outfit unless you went down to a downtown store, interacted with a clothing rack, and then had your Sim pay money to quote-unquote buy a new outfit, which is something more in lines with what Sims 1 and Sims 2 did, and I've mentioned multiple times, I like the forced aspects of having to interact with the downtown. Because when you played Sims 1 and Sims 2, you had to have your Sims go out into those locations. You don't have to with the way Sims 3 was built. Clothing in 1 doesn't work for me. I don't know why. I have a feeling it's conflicting with something else. But it makes it so that if any dresser in a residential lot can't be used to plan an outfit, but the clothing rack isn't functioning. And I noticed that dressers on community lots were allowing me to plan outfits, but I don't know if it was actually taking out money. Originally, I thought it didn't, but it turns out that the mod, they couldn't figure out how to make a ka-ching sound from the money being taken and make the negative sign float up. So it might have cost, but I don't know. Anyways, That being said, in the process of designing it, I know that was a really long explanation. In the process of testing it, I did notice that Sims on community lots, when a lot has a laptop, they can pick up the laptop and they can move it and carry it around. So I went through Salmon Woods and I ended up removing anything along the lines like a laptop because I didn't want a Sim to just walk into a location and walk away with a laptop. The other thing was, like, for instance, this Back in Time art gallery, we made it look more like an art gallery and we actually placed a painting area because apparently any Sim that's within an art gallery, this is actually part of the lot of the world. I just ended up adjusting it. But any Sim that... See, we made it more art gallery-ish, but we made it look like it was owned by this little old lady who thinks that she knows how to do art and how to display art, but she really doesn't. It's just... It looks like Cracker Barrel invaded. If you don't know what Cracker Barrel is, just look it up. There's pictures of what the interior of a Cracker Barrel is like. I love Cracker Barrel breakfast, trust me. But anyways, so we also put this art easel area in here because apparently one of the passive traits when your Sim is on a museum or art gallery based lot is it increases their aptitude for art, and I think it makes them make paintings and other artwork faster. So we kind of did this whole, oh, there's a little art class section kind of thing. And so we stuck in 2 easels so that Sims can end up painting there. And the rest of it just feels like an art gallery. It's a hangout for Sims with certain specific attributes, and at the same time, we gave it a functionality area. A lot of people don't tend to do that when they end up creating custom worlds in The Sims 3. I can't necessarily fault them because creating custom worlds takes a lot of effort, and the person who created this world put a lot of effort into this one. I would love to show you Legacy Island 3 again, but I'm not going to do that. I've done it in the past, and it's really long load to be able to get into it. But if you have The Sims 3 and you have a bunch of expansions, please, please, please take a look at Legacy Island. It's a custom world that includes everything from every expansion, and the last one includes Into the Future. I ended up not getting that one because it's the only expansion I don't have. I don't want it, so don't think I'm waiting to get it. I specifically do not want Into the Future because it offers stuff I have no interest in. Anyways, we created this. This is the totally empty lot. There's absolutely nothing here. There's nothing here. Absolutely nothing. Just an inconspicuous cow. No super secret science facility here. Nope, definitely not. The reason why we created this is because when we went through, I had a list of the lots that you needed to make sure that a town would function, and I noticed that a bunch of lots were missing. Turns out a bunch of lots were placed underground, and I didn't like that, so I went through and I deleted them. This just looks like a horrible shed out in the middle of the park. This rug actually allows this area to function like a science lab. So a Sim that goes to work at a science lab is going into a super secret facility that's underground. I actually had made an underground here, but it didn't function properly. So what I have in here that you can't see, which is why it's blacked out, you can see if you do testing cheats enabled on, and then by debug on, it's a hidden room marker. So hidden room marker means, if you've never played with it, that when you end up going into the world, this will be completely black. If a Sim ends up opening this door for any reason, it's completely black. You can't see inside. This functions as a science facility for any Sim that has a science career. I'm sorry, I gotta look at what you guys are saying. You could have your Sims do laundry because you feel like you're always washing clothes IRL. You can have the Sims do laundry. It comes with one of the expansion packs in Sims 3. I don't remember which one it came with. Probably Ambitions, because I think that's where the eco-friendly vegan Sims came from. But there's washer dryers, and if you have a washer dryer on a site, any Sim that changes clothes leaves behind a clothes pile. If you have a hamper in the same room, they'll instead automatically put it in the hamper. The buff for doing laundry lasts for fucking forever, and I never noticed it until I did the Dabbling with Divinity series so far, because Emily and Loretta do have a washer and dryer on site, and I noticed that the moment clothes are done, anytime they change clothes, they get like a 9-hour positive moodlet for having fresh laundry. So it's kind of really cool, and I don't know why I never did it before. That's new. This is just a big park that's empty. I have no idea what's here. I think that's the Weatherstone, probably. Never figured out what I wanted to do with it, so I've left it blank for the time being. What I think I want to do and I'll probably do it on stream if I do it, is I kind of want to turn this into a large park and take the antiquarian alchemy place out from the basement of the Samantha Memorial Library and stick it here and make this more of an alchemical based park that somehow is attached a little to this one in look. These houses right here, we all created. In case you hadn't seen them before, I don't think we can really see them because they're already populated. These all are the same ones. If you're wondering, all these houses are uploaded to my profile. You can download them. This house is basically the same house slapped down multiple times with small changes. The idea was to try and create a row home, Victorian row home kind of townhome-esque neighborhood or street that's very similar to the area that Isaac and I live in, because they have like Victorian row homes in this area and they're sort of all look like carbon copies of each other next to each other, but each one has been touched over time, painted or changed, or has a little different feel for it. So that's what we ended up doing here. So they're all very, 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 very similar. And what I did to do that was a long time ago when I had done, I think it was Angela. When I did designs by Angela, these are it. I created one of these as a template, and I just dropped it multiple times down in a row, and then I went to each one and I changed them. That almost looks like a place you could map the science lab. Feel the Sims fill up the hampers so fast. Laundry is to be done too frequently. I haven't seen it yet, but I only have 2 Sims using it at the moment. Does this world create a lot of lag because of the size and type of lots? I don't know how big this world is. It doesn't feel big. The amount of lots that you see is because we slapped down a ton of these. A lot of these lots didn't exist. The street was empty. Over here, this entire street here was empty. These didn't exist. This didn't exist. This house here didn't exist. I created a lot of these lots. This didn't exist. Actually, I think this was an empty lot. This didn't exist for sure. We actually forced this one in. Same with this one, because we wanted like a supernatural area, and these two are very supernaturally houses. This one's more like a tower castle design, and this one looks more like a tavern-y type design. There were only 2 houseboats, I think. I built this houseboat, which apparently has undocked. Okay. How can you create lots? Are you new? Are you really new to Sims 3, Alligator? So if you go into Edit World, which is down here, and you go, well, I mean, you can't see it right now. Here, let me go into the game and I'll show you. Sims 3 gives you a lot of robust options to really do things in your world. So this is dabbling with divinity things. So if you go here and you say Edit Town, you can save prior. You can just continue. Just continue. Oh, you're not new, just blind. There's a lot of features in the game, so don't worry about it. It's very easy to overlook certain things or not know. You'll see all the empty lots that you're used to. If you want to add one, right here, World Editor, this will allow you to do lots of things, from, first of all, zooming in and saying, hey, I want more trees. You can sit there and place more trees in the world if you want. Or you can end up taking trees out. I could sit here and, like, move all these trees around. If I wanted to make more empty lot space, I could move these trees around. So long as the world editor didn't have the world set up to not allow you to place lots in certain places, as long as you move trees, you're fine. You have rocks that you can end up placing in the world wherever to make things look certain ways. You have all these different signs and everything. You can end up twisting them around, doing whatever. This tab, the first one, is your lots. So this is a really tiny lot. This is essentially 10 by 10. Here's a 15 by 10, 20 by 15, 20 by 20, 25 by 20, 25 by 25. Any area where it goes green, you can turn it. You can place it. If it snaps to the road, that's your best friend. Like here, you see how it's like snaps to the road here? It's right up against it. This is what you honestly want. It doesn't matter what direction it's facing. It's just going to depend on where the mailbox and the trash can appear if you go in and make it a residential lot. If you want to switch it around, you can switch it around. Holding down the left mouse button and twisting does your typical turns. If you want minute turning, hold down Alt. If you hold down Alt, and this works with furniture placement in The Sims, you can end up doing this. And you have very minute placements. If you do it in an area where it's green and you start turning it around, it's gonna drop it the moment you let go of the mouse button. These lots didn't exist, by the way. We placed these. There's one really large house I got from online. This one. I got this one from online. And placed that one. But we made this house online. Isaac made this particular house. And we redid it because it was a piece of crap. He specifically made it and he said, here, fix it on stream. And I was like, what? And everyone was all like, be nice to Isaac. Don't tell him that it's ugly. And he was like, why are you being so mean to me? You're telling me that it's ugly. And I was like, it was an ugly house. And everyone was all like, why are you being so mean? And then I showed everyone what the house originally looked like. And everyone was like, dear God, what's wrong with him? It was a hideous house. So, like, here's a 10 by 10. Here. So I could put it here, but it's not going to snap to the road. So, as a for instance, and one of the reasons why I was thinking of doing this. So I did this one. This literally looks like a little shack cabin in the woods, and it was intended to do that. And we stuck a whole bunch of trees around it. I was thinking I could put another one here. There is someone living there. I can tell you who's living there. Dooms is living there. I stuck Doom's Wake It there along with a kid, and I don't remember who the kid is. But I randomly grabbed Dooms, and I said, congratulations, you get to live in the shack in the woods. I know I can fit something next to the Angela Designs memorial, but I don't know what to put here. And the placement here is fucking weird. See, I can't fit a lot this big. Can I fit this? See, I'm trying to get it to snap to the road. I can get it to snap to the road here or here, but I can't really get it to snap anywhere else. And these are just such weird spots. Like, and I don't even know what I would put here. How about a park, a mini park, Angela Design Park? I mean, I could, but the parks get to be a little bit overdone after a while. We already have a large park here, like right here. I don't feel like we desperately need another park because I really don't take the Sims to the parks. We have the dog park that's right here. I think we have an equestrian center here and here. This one is the Pond of the Fae, which was originally created by the designer of this world, but I ended up tossing it in there. I mean, I have this lot, and I could easily probably try and create something here, or actually here even. I would have to get rid of the trees to stick a house here. So originally, one of my ideas of sticking a house around here was... The original intention was, the more empty houses I have, the more likely I'll have EA-created characters moving in. And I kind of want a few more EA-created characters. What would Angela want from us? What could we bless her soul with? Pink and gold. Has the new sim been shown yet? Oh yeah, no, the new sim's been shown yet. The new sim's been shown, and like, if you haven't like seen any of it, where's our title? It's Dabbling with Divinity. It's beautiful, and it's great. So, we just started and we're 2 episodes into it, but this is the town, and I'm trying to figure out what we want to end up like building. I kind of want... I wonder if I can fit a house around here. What is this? Toadstools and Fairy Dust. That's the apothecary place. Which I already touched and I already adjusted. Because I didn't like some of the things in it. I mean, I could easily fit a home here. Fuck it. Trying to look for something in the Sim store. There is some premium content. For what? For, you mean like a building to put down? I kind of like building most of my stuff on my own. I wonder if I can actually make this a lot bigger. Hold on. I kind of like this placement actually now that I see it. But now I'm wondering. So if you use Bulldozer, if you don't like it, click the lot. Bulldoze the lot. The first thing it will do is it will tear down any building that you have in there. If you use it again on an empty lot, it will completely remove the lot. And that way, if you don't like your placement, like I didn't just now, you can redo it. That's better. I actually like that size. Like a casino with functional casino items. I do have a casino download. I do have that one. I did not put it in town. But here's the other thing, and I can... Here, we'll go back into edit town for this one. Here's the other thing with that. We specifically have this location, which we didn't know what to do with. And in order to keep it from being something we didn't know what to do with, we went in and we found all these pieces and we stuck them around here. And I believe internally, so you have a skip level location here for that. Internally, we have a hidden room marker, so it just appears completely black to anyone. This used to be a bookstore slash performance slash library slash coffee house. The designer of this world did a really good job with making things really pretty and cool looking, but functionality within the game was just non-existent. But I could turn this into a casino. That's not a bad idea, actually. There, then it will actually pop up every time I look at it. I mean, I could turn it into a casino of sorts. The reason why I got the casino was for Legacy Island. Oh no, it was a mess. I know it was a mess. You were here when I was doing all those redesigns. It was a fucking disaster. All of the community lots were disasters. To give you an idea of how bad the disaster was, I mean, if you saw the Dabbling with Divinity episode where I ended up showing it, we couldn't find the stadium. It turned out that the stadium was accessed from a back area here under the ground. And originally I was going to turn this into a basketball course, and I got the exclusive basketball hoop from online, from the Sims 3 store. Turns out it only works on residential lots, which is why I can't place it here, and it kind of annoys me, because I was going to turn this into a basketball court. So right now it just looks like a black top with some benches. Whatever, I'm fine with that. It's not ideal, but I don't care. So I ended up getting rid of it because on top of that, it had a bunch of laptops in there that you could have picked up and just walked away with, and I didn't want Sims to do that. So I completely got rid of it, and I built this. And I stuck, because Sci-Fi was the one that ended up pointing this out to me, I stuck the sports stadium rug. This is how I got these rugs. And by the way, the textures I used was basically a black rubber exterior with the black corded braided interior, because now it looks like those rugs that you see all the time at stores or outside of stores and stuff. And we made this look like a stadium and stuck it right next door to the school. We put lighting up here, we put lighting all around here. We use the Place Freezes cheat in order to get this type of foundation thing up here to make it this roof tile part, this roofing part, because this roofing part's almost impossible to build. We used a few like cheats for it. And inside, I had to place a hidden room marker on every single level, along with a skip level marker, to make sure that when playing the game, you'd never see the interior, and it just pops up and down. It took me a while to figure out how to do this. But the overall end result was great. This, by the way, this used to, if you ever download Salmon Woods, you'll see that next door to the school, it was 2 soccer fields that we tore down and turned into the stadium. The developer, what the fuck? the the developer of this world stuck everything underground. This is this I changed very little, but I did make it a little bit more interesting. But I was trying to come in to look at things, and there were horses everywhere. There were fucking horses everywhere. I hate these, by the way. I absolutely hate these lights, and I've mentioned it multiple times. And the only reason I kept them is because it lights up the front of the building a little bit, and there was nothing else I could do. If you remove them, they look really weird. The building itself looks weird, so I was like, fuck it, we just kept them. But yeah, no, this adjusting this town took a lot of work. Horsey, where's Josie? Apparently a whole bunch of horses congregated there. I thought I turned off wild horses. Oh well, I'm not gonna worry about it. Anyways, we're going back here. But yeah, there's been a lot of adjustments and changes. We've uploaded every single building VOD. I think they're all out there now. So if you really want to see the town as it was being built, feel free to watch the Sims 3 building. It's a lot of explaining and talking to chat, so I don't know how interesting it is to look at, but you can see the town being built from beginning to end. I almost wanted to go in and readjust the videos and turn them into those speed builds where I just like fast forward throughout it and you don't listen to all the conversations, but I was like, yeah, I'm not editing. It takes too much time. Okay, so I kind of want a house that's really nice looking, but at the same time fits the basic motifs we got going on. I want porch. Oh, by the way, there's a thing apparently where if you hold down Alt, you can make a foundation a singular step high, as opposed to this, which I believe is equal to 4 steps high, if you needed to actually see that. And you can judge that based off of this. Actually, here, it's better if I do it this way. So you can count it based on 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here it's a single step. So if you really want to adjust the height of a foundation, holding down Alt when placing will cause it to shrink. There's a lot of tricks, and I don't even know all of them. There's another one that allows you to adjust the level of the building by placing stairs, but you have to put in a few cheats, and it requires some serious advanced management planning, and it's more than I want to do. Let's do 5 in. Actually, you know what? Oh shit, I forgot. Not in terrain plants. You go here to terrain tools, make your life easier, and flatten the lot. If you don't flatten the lot, you will find problems later. Even if it looks flat, it won't be flat. And it's a fucking nightmare to deal with later on. Here, let's do a 3x3 entrance. Pat porch. I have one question. Do you need to run Curie's The Sims 3 save cleaner? No. What it will do, like I said, make sure you back up your save file. What it will do when you open it up, it's going to ask you to point to your save file. Point it to the save file that you want. It should be in the folder that's named after the town that you're in, not the one that's labeled backup. And just tell it to run. You will watch a file that's like 90 gigs shrink down to 30 gigs in size. It deletes out a bunch of bloat stuff that is not necessary for the game to run. However, if you don't have the right Curie's save cleaner, like I didn't in the very beginning, it can end up ripping out way too much information and make the game just not function properly. Okay. So, one thing we've learned about Sims 3, which we have been over multiple times, is having odd-shaped homes makes your build look better. Based on the fact that it's just your homes will always look better if they're not symmetrical. Symmetrical homes make for ugly roofs, which makes for very uninteresting homes to look at. Okay. And we will get rid of this here. Hello, Zathia. So we are going to be playing Harry Potter today, just so you know, and we are going to be playing Tomb Raider again. I'm actually, from the look of it, I'm getting a lot further into Tomb Raider than I thought. Like, we're... By the way, turn off auto roofs unless you really, really, really don't want to deal with roofing if you build a house. Because you just have a lot more control if you roof on your own. Okay. We'll figure out the port. We'll figure out what we want for those later. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's do these. Because it feels like it fits this lattice work a little bit more. I mean, this feels too much, even if I make it wood. This feels definitely too over the top, especially if I'm doing that. Fuck. You know what? I've never really used these. Let's use them. And what we will do is we will make that wooden as well instead of that. Okay. Oh yeah, no. If you're looking for ideas and things on how to do things, Alligator, we'll definitely give you plenty of help within the Sims 3 channel. If Quizzy is around, I think she said her sleep schedule's been messed up, but if Quizzy's around, Quizzy has like a buttload of information. Quizzy also has her own YouTube, not YouTube. She has her own modding thing that she does for The Sims 3, and some of her builds are fantastic. I have one of her pieces of furniture. I wonder if I can show it right now. I have it installed. I think it's under surfaces and displays. Or is it under miscellaneous? It's under miscellaneous. So this is it. Quizzy built this. Okay. This, so she has a non-glass version because once you put something inside, it's a pain in the ass and you can't move it. But Quizzy built this. This is a fucking display case that you can put shit inside of. And it just boggles my mind. Like, that doesn't work, but... this is gorgeous. Like, I think I'd prefer the sides to be wood, but whatever. It's perfectly fine as is, and it's absolutely stunning. It's just so good. But yeah, I definitely put it in here, and she made a point that you can redesign it and everything. So, yeah. I can't say anything more about it other than the fact is that it's fucking awesome and well deserving all of its praise. I just realized I'm gonna have problems with this roofing. Shit. So the problem with roofing is you're always going to run into problems. That's the problem with roofing. You are always going to run into problems. Oh, ew. Excuse you. So if you wanted to make this fit, boop. I don't like how it's going through the wall, but that won't be a problem when we go into build modes. I don't know if I like this setup right now, but we'll figure it out. Roofing is all about playing with it. Like, there's not a whole lot you can do. It's just play with it until you get something you like. I hate that. It's so ugly. Okay. So there's two things that I know I'm gonna want. One, I think I want something back here. Actually, I don't know if I want anything here. I might want to keep that just as it is. Oh my god, you need... Oh, the trophy display case. If you're not attached to the Discord, go into the Discord, find the Sims 3 channel, and just search through Quizzy Calgan's postings. She does like crazy over-the-top stuff. Also, Jillyfran, thank you for the follow. She's just absolutely like... She does such a good job, and the thing that I love about Quizzy is she's as neurotic on the stuff that she downloads as I can be, which is that she absolutely needs it to look like it belongs, like it's... I forget what it's called. It's where you make sure that everything you download doesn't look like it hasn't been designed by EA or Maxis. It needs to be an EA or Maxis match, and it needs to match everything that EA or Maxis has put into the game. Otherwise, it just looks like trash and shouldn't exist. I am going nuts with this roof. Okay, so originally I was thinking of this concept. So originally I was thinking of this concept and just doing like... Only problem is this runs across the roof here. There's a way to get rid of that by doing that, but then it looks hideous. There's another way to add it in so it like follows. Shit. So it doesn't quite fit if you end up doing that. This is the problem with making houses like this. I mean, the other thing I could do is like that. And then it creates sort of like a dormer effect, but it looks really weird from the front.
Mushroom.
Baby Daddy. You aid that I can't pronounce the entire username, but hello, thank you for the follow. For anyone that's following or looking at this or anything, we're doing this for about 2 hours, and then we're going to switch over to... We've been playing the Harry Potter games. We're on Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. We will be switching to that because I did promise people I would be playing that again today. I got into The Sims 3 again a bit last night when I was looking at the mods and trying to nitpick on which mod I'd actually be willing to put into my game. That actually looks a little better. I mean, I didn't want to do it like this, but it looks better. And then I could just do this. I mean, I don't desperately like the overall look of this house setup so far, but it's okay-ish. Oh, Bodhi's meowing. I don't know why. I hear a Bodhi. What the hell? Why does this look like this? What the hell? What happened? He is meow mode.
Yes, entered meow mode.
Yeah. Look, I have problems.
Make a house out of cheese.
What?
Do it.
No.
I want to see a house of cheese.
Touch him.
No.
He's right
He
there.
deserves nothing.
He's a buddy.
No, he deserves nothing.
He deserves love.
No, no, he's nothing. He needs nothing. No love. Just you
Touch the Bodhi.
get what he deserves.
Oh my god. It's fucking weird looking is what it is. What the hell is that?
He's tired of our shit.
Isaac didn't even touch him for that meow. He just did it on his own. I don't know why I'm playing with roofs like this. I've never really played with a roof like this, but I kind of hate it. I mean, I don't hate it, and I kind of hate it. It looks like the house is trying too hard. You know what the problem is? This entire section feels like it needs something.
A banana tree.
What is wrong with you?
It needs a banana tree.
It doesn't need a banana
It
tree.
needs an indoor-outdoor greenhouse.
Oh my god.
Second story jacuzzi. That's what it needs.
Is he meowing just randomly?
Yeah, he's trying to talk to you.
Bodhi.
Over there.
Bodhi, what is your problem? Hi, Brad.
I know. I can't believe what she did here. I know. She's a big bitch.
What?
She's the biggest bitch.
It's fucking weird looking is what it is. Is he just meowing? Bodhi's just meowing. No, Isaac's working. He's on a break or something. 9 o'clock is usually one of his breaks. He has like preset breaks, but Bodhi's just meowing and is he chasing that? He's meowing and playing with a little toy thing. He is super meowing. He's like per meowing on his own. Like not even needing anything. He's just per meowing. He says love me, basically. I got up at 6 o'clock randomly and I even woke him up and he like looked at me. He was like, what? I like just tapped him. I'm not going... Okay, so in the past, what I've done is I've looked up inspiration for homes. I am not even looking at an inspiration for this house. I'm just winging it. So this house is pure winging. Look, we could even like attach this to that, but we're not going to. Here. I feel like this is a house I've made before. Like this is something I've done multiple times. Like what the fuck? I wonder if... I know this seems really stupid, but... Like, what if I do this out of curiosity? What is it, Bodhi?
I don't know. I walked out of the office and it was just meowing.
has food.
Does he have enough though? Is one of the bowls slightly low?
I don't know. Is one of the bowls slightly low?
He could starve.
Does this feel like it's too much?
It does not feel like it's too much. It looks fine.
I feel like it's too much.
I feel like you need a smokestack.
Meaty says it's too much. Looking at houses always seems to make you try hard to be perfect. I always try hard to be perfect with my Sims house.
Dilly is a tryhard.
But that's also why people end up enjoying watching some of these Sim house builds, because they're interesting and they come out pretty.
You're interesting.
Look at this house right here. We made this one. Tin Penguin lives there, apparently.
Did you see mine?
Tin Penguin's sitting outside.
Did you show them mine? It's right next to
That's not yours. That's yours after I fixed it.
it. I did that all on my own. No.
All right.
Show them.
All right.
No. No.
All right.
No. No.
I need to see if I even have the houses. I know I have yours in here somewhere. I need to make sure I have this one. There's the polka dot florist home. Is that the one that I finished? What did I call this? The 80s walnut. Let's see. I need to make sure I uploaded this one. I don't know if I uploaded this one. Oh, somehow I
wish I could
uploaded
live
this
in
one
a
twice.
house designed by Dilzik. Probably couldn't afford it. You would like a house designed by me.
What? Oh, there were some houses that I was working on that I just, like these two I was working on and I never finished. Forgot about that.
Be honest, Slaughter Daughter. I have the superior housing designs. Also, why do you have a Sims 3 expansion that's still crap?
It was the one that was sent to me incorrectly that I got a refund on that I was supposed to return, but they never sent me the proper return stuff. It was
So
the one.
just having it.
It's when I was trying to get a hold of a copy of Generations, and they sent me this, and I said, "This is not what I was looking for. I was looking for just a copy of Generations." They were all like, "You should be happy with that. It has more." And I was like, "That's not what you advertised, and it's not what I bought." So it ended up being a problem. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Saving. You're looking forward to tonight and tomorrow? Oh. Oh, are you off tonight? And tomorrow? Tonight I'm gonna be playing Control on my own while someone works on D&D. I am not gonna be playing Minecraft with them on stream. It'll be what? Oh look, Isaac needs to work on D&D. So tonight I'll be playing. So I'm basically streaming 8.5 hours today during the day, and then I'll be streaming another 3 tonight. So it's like 11.5 hour stream today with like a 2-hour break in between. But I need to show you the guys this. Okay. I'm really looking forward to playing more Control. I really like Control. I really like Control, but I do know that when people come into it in the middle, it's very awkward. I don't really want that. Isaac's trying to shove an apple cider donut in my face. I'm like, no. The only reason I'm coming here is because I need to show you the comparison between Isaac's houses. Isaac's house versus what I ended up making. Is that a body?
Always a booty.
Is he just meowing?
It's never not a booty.
Bodhi, what are you doing? Where is he? Is he in the hallway? Pet him. You'll sleep through most of it, that's fine. Bodhi! Come here. Isaac just walked in the hallway and closed the door mostly, and Bodhi is like in here staring at the door going, what? Bodhi, come here. Come here, Bodhi. No, he's literally trying to stare at Isaac at the door. Buddy. Bought some chocolate milk last night. It was good, but normal milk is so much better. I do like some normal milk, but I also like... I don't have chocolate milk often, and that makes me really want chocolate milk for some reason. I don't know. I almost did a just chatting stream this morning because I desperately need to figure out. So I'm making dinner for my in-laws, Isaac's parents, next Saturday. I need to figure out what to do for a dessert. I have no idea what to do for a dessert. Bodhi has X-ray vision. He can see all. I think he can just see through the door. So, okay. So the house in question. That's not the house that I saved. Where is the house that I saved? What is this? So it's a 25 by 20 lot. So here. 25 by 20. We'll stick one there. Stick another there. It'll flatten out on its own when we put the lot in. Then we're gonna go in. Okay. This is Isaac's home that he made. Cheesecake. I was gonna make it, and I haven't made cheesecake before, and I know what can go into making cheesecake, and dear Lord, I don't want to do that right now. Plus, I don't have the cheesecake mold. OSN Kawan, thank you for the follow. I butchered that username, I know. I like how it's processing. It's trying to think to place Isaac's house. Yeah, sure, it's fine. Doesn't look... It looks like it just stayed in its weird shape. Okay, I'm trying to find the one where I fixed it. What is this? Oh, that's... Fucking hell. That is not the right house. Oh, it's because it's a household that I put in there. That's right. It's this one. Okay, we're doing a comparison. Dilly using a mix. Okay, world is ending. Yeah. Okay. This is a really bad area for comparison. Let me find a flat land. Hold on. 25 by 20, huh? Flat? Okay. Here. Just... Fine. We're not keeping this world, so... I just need a 25 by 20. Of course it won't fit there. Why would it fit there? Oh my god. I need it to be flat. I don't care. Move out with the home. It's fine. Who cares? Because we're not saving this world. This is just for purposes of... We need to do this. We need to show you the differences. Because Isaac was like, is constantly saying how much he loves his house. And his house is gorgeous. And he doesn't understand why I say this kind of thing. Oh my god, just move out with the home. Just... I should just tell it move out and then just bulldoze. I don't know if that would be quicker. You mean, oh yeah, no, there's a whole bunch of horses hanging around on a lot. There's a whole bunch of horses hanging around on a lot. I'm gonna do my best. Compare this. Horses. Why do you use those emotes? They're fucking creepy. Oh my god, Josie. Okay, here. Just get rid of that. Just get rid of that. I know this is a lot of work to do this, I'm aware. But we need to do this. Okay. So, 25 by 20. 25 by 20. Alright. Actually, you know what? Hold on. It's disturbing. It's disturbing, but I love it. Here, as close as possible to one another. for perfection reasons. Okay. So the first one that we're placing down on the left will be Isaac's beautiful home, known as the Polka Dot Florist home. This will be the before image. Like, I know some of you have seen this before. I know Meaty's seen this. I'm pretty sure Meaty's seen this. If you haven't seen this, you need to see this, okay? There's the Polka Dot Florist home, and then to the side we will have what is currently known as the Festillo Estate, which will be removed in its bit. I could just accept it. That's fine. I don't want you to look at it too hardcore. Like, literally the house, I took the entire house as the mold was done, and here, we gotta go move out. Just move out. You have to evict the family. So cobbler pie for dessert. I've never made a cobbler. Pie has been what I've been thinking of. I've been thinking of a pie or a cake. Kind of didn't want to do a cake because it takes a lot more effort, but at the same time, are you fucking kidding me? I said move out, not move out with house, just move out. Accept. Oh, I know what I have to do. I'm doing the wrong thing. I can't do that. Okay, I gotta do this and I've got to evict. Just move out. I know there's a lot of processing going on. I know I clicked destroy home. I'm aware of what I did. Okay, so. I'm just getting rid of them off the side because I think they stay there and it's kind of annoying. We'll do the after first because that usually goes over better, okay? And then we'll see if we can compare a little bit. Alright? I want to show you the home as it was done. As what happened. After the changes, okay? This is after the changes. So this is the front of the house. Side and around. See the house in general. I'm trying not to show the other one anywhere. It's very simple for the most part, but we made some like design choices here and there that was really nice. Interior. Trying to keep the walls. So you can see the walls and the interior inside there. There's the kitchen design that we ended up doing. Here's the main room. I didn't know Fubu was down.
I don't look at chat.
Because Josie just noticed. And so did Wilbur. Okay, so here's the design. Here's the little study room. Here's the little dining room with the sun area. Also the royal space for the kitty poopins. You have a little back patio here. Yes, I did forget to put stuff on the patios. It's whatever. We got a little stereo here. And then if you go upstairs, you have the bedroom here. I tried putting the bed in a better position, and there's no position it works well to keep this window, so I just stuck it here. Whatever, it functions. The bathroom, which is nice and simple and everything, and we have another bedroom here with a bunch of bunk beds, and then we shoved a ton of bunk beds right here. This does function for the purposes of the home, so whatever. It's a little tight, we know, but it works. But this is the house as we ended up making it, okay? So I want to show you the exterior again. We have this entire little floral like overhang here because that's what Isaac was going for, was this overhang of flowers and stuff. He was trying to. Okay, and this is what the house turned into after I fixed it. Fixed it. This is a Sim household, many Sims. Yeah, that is what, seriously, the house is adorable, would definitely live there. Yeah, a bunch of subs live there. So now this is the house as it was given to me. I'm serious when I say this is the same home. Okay. Isaac says it's adorable. Here's the exterior. Okay. You notice how I kept the whole side thing over there? Like, I mean, the houses aren't facing the same way, so it's a little harder. Because I kept this whole side thing over there. But yeah. You see how basically everything is, for the most part, the same? Very similar-ish. In some ways. I shrunk certain things. I'm sorry for what your eyeballs are about to witness. Here's the interior. There's the kitchen. Okay. Here's the living room. This was Isaac's design. By the way, off the kitchen is the computer room. What's wrong? I could have turned it on, I just didn't know. Spoopa what? What the fuck is this house? This is the one that Isaac made. This is the one that I redid. The one that I just showed you was the redo. Here's the first bedroom, which has a door a pure glass door that goes straight into it from the front of the house. And it's off the kitchen study. There's the picnic table. See, this is the stuff I forgot to put back in the back because I was gonna put this stuff back there again. Here's the dining area that he left. You notice I basically kept the same table and chairs and stuff. There was another glass door that went outside right there, and this was upstairs with the tiny ass hallway that all the Sims would end up getting stuck in. With the bathroom, with the modern candle aesthetic, with everything else not being modern. Cow prints everywhere. Here's a single bed with this dresser. Just here's, yeah. So this was the overall end goal, and yeah. So, and the exterior looked like this. That's what this became from this. Oh no, the dining room was fine. That's why I kept the dining room. But I trimmed the fuck out of everything else. And I expanded certain walls. So this is the back of the house. I forgot to turn it around so you could see it better, and compare them better. But yeah, that roof screams, "Please leak water after all the snow." The game just crashed. Thank you, Sims. Thank you, Sims. Oh my god. The game couldn't keep up with all of that. It was just done. Crash. Oh wait, that command. What? I don't know what you're talking about, honey. What's the problem? What do you need me to do on your computer real quick? Because I didn't tell you Fubo was down. You can turn Fubo on. Oh my god. So if Fubo doesn't turn on within 2 seconds, there's something wrong. It desynced. I don't know how to fix that. If I restart your computer, will that do it? Okay. I mean... What? Okay. That's fine. We'll just wait until lunchtime or something. I don't know. It's... whatever. We deal without Fubo for the time being. Like, I didn't know Fubo was down. Typically, Fubo doesn't go down. Like, I've noticed Fubo's been going down as, like, I need to look at your computer later and just double check and make sure certain things are done, because your computer keeps on restarting and stuff lately. Which means you're not running updates. And, yeah. Fubo gets a free day off. He's sleeping in. Yeah, basically. Basically, that's my take. So, anyways, we're going back in here. Computer, it restarted the other day, and you even said it restarted the other day. Plus, your computer should probably be due for the newest build of Windows. If it didn't get it, it might be sitting on that. Because mine's already on the newest build. Yeah, I know you restarted it manually, but if you didn't go through about a half-hour download or so, then you don't have the newest build, and it's probably sitting waiting for you to go through that. So we might have to do that. You know what? He has an hour and a half. You guys are going to have a little bit quiet as I go and I check this computer real quick. We're going to do a quick BRB. Here, you can have that. Yeah, this Dably with Infinity BRB. Yep. Sitting on it. So I'm telling it to download and install it. No, honey. It's sitting on the major update. I'm installing it right now. It's going to take a while. But everything should be done by the time your lunch break hits. So anyways, okay. Edit town. We didn't need to keep the other town anyways. I don't care. It was just there to show you the differences between the houses. So the house that we have is the one that I did. I do wish I had more roofing options, and I know I can download some, but I try, like I said, I try to minimize how much modded stuff I have. Plus, if I'm gonna upload this onto the Sims 3 site when I'm done with it, I don't like having it sit on a bunch of mods. Question is, which one of these do I want to use? This one looks kind of nice. Move objects. Oopsie. Sorry. Yeah, I saw screen. I just noticed it. Here. Now, the only thing I don't necessarily like with this one is I don't like how it sits out over like this when I do that. I think that's why I didn't use this post before. Because I have to do that, and then it's... I mean, I could do that. I'd have to hide the bottom with vegetation. Kind of like that.
Mushroom.
We had a mushroom. Creative Tiankle, thank you for the follow. I'm just abusing people's like usernames. It's not intentional. It just happens sometimes. But yeah. I don't like this wood grain with the current grain of the post, so we're gonna change this. Kind of like that. And let's take this one for the bottom part. There we go. Then it looks like it matches much better. This is one thing Sims 4 definitely needed, was the create a style. Create a style just makes Sims 3 just like worlds better. I don't think there's any way for me to do this other than that. And I know I hate the fact that it does that. The fact that you can see the bottom of it like that. But I think I might be able to hide it with some hedges or something like this. if we make it a very like plant heavy look. That actually looks good. Here, let me try this. Good morning, Agrim. How are you? I do not like that look. Here. Put it there. Uh-oh, Buzzy's meowing again. I heard a Buzzy. Yes, definitely that. And then this. Definitely there. And Bodhi's going meow. I don't know what that part does. I have a feeling it's the side part, but that's fine. Bodhi! I need to figure out what he's doing. I have a feeling this is the wrong wood grain. Like it's gonna run the wrong way. Oh, surprisingly it doesn't. It's the wrong color. I need the darker one for there. There we go. Here, it's mostly the sides. It doesn't matter. We're not going to really see the sides this way. Now, the wood for the patio. Eee. Too many different tones. Too many different slats. That's better. I don't like the tones. Here, let me go. We're gonna have some problems here. The body. Shoot. Actually, that looks better. There. Yeah, Bodhi is super meow meow right now. I don't know why. He just is. Kind of like that a little bit more. But maybe a little more like that. Okay. Let me go see what Bodhi's up to, because he's in the hallway meowing, and I don't know why. Also, shoot, what did I hit? I don't know, but I'm going to save it while I'm doing this. Be right back. He is in the hallway, meow. He's just a meow meow. I don't know why. Hello, Hannah. Okay, so we're currently working on this house. We have about another half hour to an hour left. I know it should be about another half hour before I switch over to Harry Potter, but so first of all, this brick here, I don't want it. I want to change that brick. And I'm probably going to change it to something like this. But I could also make it more lighter in tone. I actually like this part. So hold on. Paint. I don't like that base ridging. I like the fact that it looks almost like a plaster in a way. There. Bodhi! He's just extra right now. Okay. So, except we could also... Actually, it doesn't really look like a plaster, does it? Shit. Metal? There is a plaster-based type masonry. That. Boop. What the fuck? Oh my god. How did that happen? It's fucking weird is what it is. Okay. Because what I'm thinking of doing... Hold on. Paneling? You're really not liking how Twitch is now shutting off gift sub badges on its own until you gift another... What? Really? That's kind of stupid. Keep the badge as long as you have an active gifted sub. Oh, really? I mean, I can see minimizing the number of badges that you have next to your name because it can get a bit insane if it just added every single one, but I don't know. I'm trying to, and I know I've always tried to do this. Bodhi. He's in special mode. Bodhi is Bodhi is being an extra special kitty today. He's literally sitting there and just meowing. Okay. So here, let's take this post. Let's take this. Can you hear him? Can you hear Bodhi just meowing? You did once. He's just sitting in the hallway meowing. It's Isaac also closed the door to the room that he's in, which is definitely not helping. Because Bodhi does not like being kept out of that room when he wants to be in there. So what he's doing is he's basically meowing to Isaac, being like, let me in. Bodhi today. Yeah, that's basically Bodhi. Bodhi's a mood today. Now, there's another thing I can end up doing with this because, I mean, I've seen these painted before. Not this. Not this. almost like this. No, come here. Yes. Yes. Oh no. Just realized what that could end up doing for this. I kind of like it. I kind of like super like it. Like, it's really cool. Like, look at this. Watch this. Come here. No, come here. Come here. Grab that one. Thank you. Put it on the corners. I think I love this. I think I'm in love with this look. I mean, of course it freaks out there. It always fucking freaks out on those things. Look at how cool this looks. I don't like this part. Maybe I'm okay with this part. And then we can pick and choose where we want them. This reminds me of houses in this place known as Simi Valley. My god. Hold on. You have to drive 50 minutes just to pick up a prescription for cable. What a waste of gas both ways. Ugh. It just sounds like extra work. Extra unnecessary work that's still somehow necessary. Here. Actually, hold on. That corner staircase thing is always nice because then I could just put it here. It'd be really cool looking. I mean, I could always make this a much longer back patio, but I kind of wanted a backyard here. It doesn't really allow for a whole lot to be there if I do that. But at the same time, the trims of the house look good. Yeah, they look fantastic. I'm shocked, to say the least, that they came out as good as they did. It gives like no backyard area, and I kind of wanted to get a garden back here. Damn it. Yeah, that's fine. This gives at least a backyard area. Because I kind of wanted to fence that off. Didn't I have that other garden fence that I almost never used that I really liked? Where the fuck is that? Where the fuck? But it can hang out with you and meow back. You don't mind? I like how you said that a while ago and I only just noticed it. No, he's not my buddy. Isaac's the one that that gets on his case. Not me. Isaac's the one that's all like, God damn it, Bodhi, why can't she be normal? And then Bodhi just screams. I mean, this lot could have been bigger, but eh. I don't care. I kind of like the way this is looking. So... However, I kind of want this. Wonder if I can somehow make it look slatted. Instead of like it's a solid piece of wood. Because solid piece of wood makes it look like shit, honestly. I mean, that's not bad. I would have to change the color, because the color is hideous. No. Eh. That. This. This with this color. Let me see. Because then it carries a certain level of uniformity that I want. And then this part... This can remain the same, except I want it to be a little bit... Ew. No, undo. This part can be the same, except... You know, I could do it like that. Go. What just happened? What did you not get attached to? There we go. Put the door back. The door looked hideous. I'm sorry. I had to destroy it and re-put it back. Where's the door? Door. 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 I did the fence and said the trims of the house. Hold on. Okay. Shit. Doesn't look like it matches, and that's always because of this. Ugh, fucking hell. The lattice work needs to match here. Okay. So this needs to be more like that, but needs to have more of this color tone. fuck happened to this? It doesn't properly match. It's definitely off kilter, and I think it's because of the coloring of the gate. There, that's a little bit closer. That's fine. That's fine. It's close enough. You. Here. Didn't go all the way around. I really wish you could change the coloring of the lattice work, because I would have loved to have made it white in some of them, but it didn't. So, oh well. Now, this is how long? 13. So, every 4, maybe? Oops. Four. 5. There we go. That's fine. 17. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 5. 5. So that's fine. So it gives some breaks to it for the posts. It's a little overly fenced off. Remember to hydrate? Okay, I'll hydrate. Foundation looks good with the white wall. Look at the fence on the front porch. Oh, shit. I saw you say that, and you were like, did the fence instead, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Porch railing. That's what I was confused about, yeah. Ew. So, let's do something here. Because I didn't do anything there, and I could do that on the sides. Woods? No, that's not wood. That's themed. I need to get more coffee. I just finished mine. No, yeah, but you said what needed to be said, so it didn't matter. I'm like, I just didn't notice. I probably should have said, like, what are you talking about, instead of being like, uh-huh. But I also attributed that to need for coffee at the moment. What is this, like, what is this? Break and crap going on. Oh, you can't see all the slats because, okay, I get it. It's a really... It's really weird. The fact that that goes all the way around like that. I'd almost say, hey... I've never actually done this edging thing before, but it's like, it's fucking weird. It wants to be a lot lighter than it actually is, and the whatever you attach to it looks fucking awful. Also, I see that. Ugh. There. Things like that drive me nuts. Okay. I want to do... Is there one that does both sides? Probably not. So the only way I can think of doing that would be if I do it like this. Then we make the middle part this. There. Come here. There, there. There, there. There. It's fine. All right. Roofing. Oh my god. Also, this part doesn't feel centered for some reason. Oh, it's because of this. Shit. I just noticed that, if you didn't notice it. It's not centered because it's not. Oops. Driving myself insane with this. But at the same time, it's like, Izzy gets angry at me with this kind of thing. He's all like, why do you have to be so perfect? Like, because it looks better when you're being perfect. When you're being like super judgmental and critical of your own stuff, it fucking comes out looking good for a reason. It's one of the reasons why I can't do like the editing of the videos. So if you've ever looked at the YouTube channel, hi Katama. We don't talk about other streamers in here. Just a general rule of thumb to avoid just potential advertisement, potential anything else, any like negative talk about anyone. We don't like going down that route. But if you've ever seen the YouTube channel, when we uploaded Little Nightmares, when I played Little Nightmares, I ended up actually editing Little Nightmares a bit, and it took me way too long to do small little things, just because I was so over the top at being overly perfectionistic on just the way things were coming out and how they were looking. I like the foundation, by the way, but at the same time, I kind of want it to be a little bit darker, and I don't know if that's a good idea. Thank you, Josie. You'll never get them to stop, Muty. It's they'll come in and they'll just ask. And I mean, for some people it's a harmless question, others it's what you're thinking. But it'll end up stopping on its own, or it doesn't. It's just a whole shoulder shrug at this point, and just like you can't do anything but just sit there and remind people, hey, we don't like to do that. Ladari Tritech, thank you for the follow. Your mom is baking a cherry cake later. Oh my god. I still need to figure out what I'm doing for dessert for my in-laws. And a cherry cake sounds so good. Oh my god. Like, there's something, I think it's called a queen cherry cake or something. I was watching the British baking competition that they have on Netflix. It's so good. It's a fun cooking competition, similar to a lot of the American competitions, minus all the angry people. But oh god, it's making me want to bake more again, and I don't often bake, so I don't know why I really want to stick this here. It's not on anything. Why is this not on anything? It's floating on the ground. Oh my god, it's still floating. Oh my god, it's still floating above the ground here. Fucking hell. Okay. So, we will go in and we'll be doing some terrain painting. For anyone who hasn't seen me do this, the terrain painting ends up cementing the world and making it feel more three-dimensional, because if you keep the world as it is, like here, it doesn't work. So what we end up doing is I'll do it very lightly just to show. We'll go in and I'll be like, oh well, we're gonna have some, like, I try to make the brush as light as possible, and it's like, well, we have some like bushes here, so this is like the gardening dirt. It's easier when you do it this way. Gardening dirt, so you'd end up doing that, and then you end up going in with the light dirt to do some basic edging around the edges. Throw it in there, but it makes the world feel more lived in and gives it more texture. And then if you do it around the edges of the building, it feels more grounded within the world. It took me a long time to really start doing something like that within here, and it just looks better. Now, I don't know if I want to keep the texture of the roof the same or not. Ew. I mean, honestly, it might be the best option. I mean, this one. I mean, this is a standard. I don't think it fits well with this. Definitely not. No. 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 The dark blackish brown doesn't work, and these types of tiles definitely don't work with this look. Actually, this one might. You know what? We'll keep it. One of the hard parts about a lot of the roofing is that it doesn't... it does not translate. It doesn't work very well for some reason. It's not that it doesn't. There's not many options, and you can't color change them, and I don't know why. So, hi, Soup Dinty. That thing will never stop. No, you just gotta power through that kind of thing. Just realized that Dilly didn't specify this as a build stream. I'll change the title. I did, honey. No, don't change the title. Please don't change the title, because I'm switching over to Harry Potter in about 30 minutes. Like, this is not a build stream. This was intended to start off as a building stream because I want another empty house or two in the town. Please don't. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm switching to Harry Potter and Order of the Phoenix soon. And then we'll be on doing more Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Harry Potter and the Order of the Janitors is what it is. Going around constantly cleaning up Hogwarts. It's like, oh, this is broken? Well, I guess Harry will fix it later. Like Dumbledore's just constantly like, move objects off would help. Looks Victorian. I don't know if it's Victorian, but sure. I mean, I have a tendency to always like lean towards Tudor-styled homes because I just like them, and I love the way this one's turning out. I have no idea what it's based off of, but Filch. But sure, I'll go with that. If you want to call it Victorian, sure, why not? I don't know. I don't know what I would call it, honestly. I have no idea. I don't want to give it a double door. I wanted a singular door. I really want a singular door in this home. Just not with that entryway. I mean, we could do that. I do like that door. I don't know why. I just am very partial to that door. What the hell? No. Like, no. It's too modern. So this glass can change. I know we can change this glass. Comment for Vettes. Thank you for the follow. It looks Victorian with a brown roof and the bars coming down to the roof. Is that... I thought that was Tudor. Wait. We're doing this. You might be right, but I want to do this. Hold on. Victorian style homes. It's definitely not Victorian. No, so okay. So, I will say this about Victorian homes. I would love to do one in The Sims. I have no idea how to fucking start with one of these. We have a bunch of these types of houses around in our neighborhood, by the way, and I love the look of them. Love them. Tudor home? Styled homes? I'm gonna look up, Tudor's the only reason I think of Tudor is because of these bars, but at the same time, I don't think it's quite Tudor. Colonial? Style homes? None of us know what houses are styled to look like. It's not colonial. It's closest to Tudor, but it's definitely not Tudor. It's Tudor inspired. You know what it looks like? It looks like a home in Simi Valley. Look. Simi Valley homes. Images. No, it doesn't. Well, it looks like... Which ones do they look like? God damn it. Is this what Simi Valley's been looking like? Look, it's like these ones. Like this thing. Almost. Except darker brown here. Like, these are the homes that I'm used to seeing in Simi Valley. It is a mix of different styles. I don't know what the hell you would call it. It's something. It's something. It's Japanese style. It's not Japanese style. That's another one. I can make an Asian-styled home. Never done it. But the roofing options are there because of World Adventure. But I haven't done it before. I kind of like that door, the glass door. I mean, I like that one too for this house. That one's cool. So is that one. I mean, I can change the wood. That's no problem. But, I mean, like, which do you guys think? Roses, weird eye amulet thing, or tulipy flowers? It's a mutt. I'm fine with it being a mutt. But, like, the Victorian home, I really, really, really want to do. Roses? Okay, done. We're doing roses. I mean, it does match the columns. Here, let's make it the same wood as on the column. Because why not? Or, instead of making it that kind of wood, we could paint it. Use the paint texture. And use the same brown as the frames around the house. Why is there this weird gap at the top? Yeah, what is with that gap? What is with that? Look at that. It's like the wall. I'm so angry at that. You think that's how the door is? It makes me sad. Always stain your trim, never paint. Will save you in the long run. Look. Probably right. Needy giving the practical advice. What is wrong with you? Why aren't you staining the trim? And then one in the door that looks pretty. I don't like how the door goes through the wall a little. That's really weird. Okay, come on. You're fine. Come on. And then windows. I use these a lot, but honestly, I really like these. I really wish we could get the offset windows, or you could like move them around willy-nilly like you can in The Sims 4 now. It's one of the few things that they did in The Sims 4 that was just so needed and so well done. Have like the front windows open, so like burglars can just walk right in. After having to strip and repaint the trim around windows and doors in 4 houses, you can say it's a paint. Yeah. I mean, I could do that, but it looks fucking weird. I don't know. Do we like that? I don't know if I like that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm against. I mean, I would need to change it. Pretty amazing that it worked on so many houses. Yeah, I mean, it's because I was dead set on using this town, but it didn't have nearly enough houses to put the Sims in. And the thing is, there's 2 thought processes I'm having right now. One is there's not many empty homes left in this town. There's still empty beds. I can still fit more Sims if I needed to. But one, I wanted to have options for more EA created Sims to come moving in, because those are the ones that I usually have the Sims interact with. Otherwise, I feel like I'm potentially playing favorites if they get married or interact with like a sub Sim. 2, we have a lot more people that have been watching lately, and there is a chance that we will have more subs, which means I'm going to need more houses and more beds for sub Sims to live in. So let's prepare in advance. I mean, it's just being practical at that point. What about this one? We just lost our music, which means we've been playing for like an hour or 2. Let me check on Isaac's computer for a bit. I kind of like this window, but hold on. I need to check and make sure his computer's fine, because I know he's coming in like 40 minutes. It's doing all the pre-installations of the patch. It's at 93%. I do like how Windows is starting to handle a lot of your updates for Windows 10, because the updates are coming in patches that are pre-installing instead of installing during a restart. So the restart is a lot shorter than it used to be, which is very nice. KK, go die in a hole somewhere. I fucking hate KK Slider. I'm aware. People are all like, what do you have against KK Slider? I'm like, he exists. He exists and won't shut up. Play KK Bubblegum? I can't. Not without looking for it. What is your problem? Why do we need KK Bubblegum? We're gonna keep that there because I kind of like those. Also, why are you trying to torment me, Gwyn? Why are you trying to force me to play KK Bubblegum? Do you even play the game anymore? Huh? Huh? When's the last time you said hello to your villagers? It's gonna be like this morning, and I'll be like, oh shit. KK was waiting for you. I haven't looked at my town in a while, but the last time I logged in, I went to say hello, and the only villager I ran into was Bertha the hippo, which, by the way, if you've never heard my Animal Crossing stories with my village, I love my village. I absolutely love the way it turned out. I have the blue hippo Bertha, and I designated her as being the fat one on the island. And I've decided that everything that I gift to her needs to be involving food or kitchen stuff. So she got a bunch of fat food and kitchen stuff all in her house. And her front yard is a barbecue pit, basically, with a bunch of other food lying around. And she also has a really dirty, trashy alley behind her house because, I mean, she needs some place to throw all of her trash. But anyways, so I log in after not paying attention to the town in forever, and she's one of the few awake at the time. And I go and talk to her, and she's all like, wow, I haven't seen you in a while. She's all like, if you had been around, I could have invited you to join my food club, because we started a club about food. And I was just like, of course you did, you fucking fat bitch. I'm like, get the fuck out of my face. But that's what she's done, apparently, according to her. Funny enough, you're playing Animal Crossing right now. Oh my god. But yeah. You get on their birthdays. Do you, like, Google their birthdays to win and you're all like, oh my god, it's one of their birthdays, I need to log in. I could see Isaac doing that. I've missed so many birthdays on my island. I don't like this being this. You know what? I might put the little... What about this one? It's weird. It doesn't fit right. No. I'm trying to find a window there. I need to make use of these. Out of my face, fat bitch. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, no, I think he's talking about Bertha. In my Animal Crossing town. Ooh, look at that. Because Bertha's a fat bitch. But yeah, no, she's yeah, she's designated as the fat bitch. I also have Allie the alligator. If you haven't seen her, you should look her up. Her house is surrounded. I basically designated her as the crazy old lady of the town. So her house is actually a dirt pile with a fence, and I stuck basically everything I can think of that would be trash that a hoarding old lady would have in her home. There's even an abandoned wheelchair in her front yard next to some garbage cans and other things. Oh, and she has a clothesline on the other side that's just sitting there, so her house looks like absolute garbage. Her interior, I gift her everything that's super tacky and old. So every time they like release a retro thing that you can put in your town or something, she gets it because she needs it. Like she needs it more than anyone. Is this for the roof? This is for the roof. Okay. But yeah, no, she's, yeah. Honestly, you would like it if there was an option to make villagers move out, to force them out. I wish the villagers would be rude to you like they used to be. I don't like that they're always super happy with you now. Because in old Animal Crossings, they used to be rude and you kind of had to work for it. And it felt like an accomplishment when they started, like, talking to you, like, super nice. And I know a lot of people are kind of mixed on that, but... I also miss the villagers just randomly moving out on their own because you're not taking care of them properly. Like, you don't pay attention to them, so they just fucking move out. It's all like, that was a thing. And now it's not a thing. And I really miss it being a thing. I really like this front. This entire front is really nice. I'm also going to go into Edit Town and save before the entire game crashes. And we lose everything that we've done. Watch the game crashes. But, I mean, I also check my campsite on occasion to see if I ever find someone that I want to have move in. I've only had one character move out. I said goodbye to Sheldon because I had his friend portrait. I didn't know what to make Sheldon, so he's gone. I have like a theme for every single villager that comes in. Like, I have Antonio the Anteater. He's a jock, but he wears only bandanas. And anything that in his shirts that I give him is any shirt that has like a gold chain or something on it. Oh, and he now calls me bro, and his catchphrase is bra. So literally talking to Antonio is like listening to someone talk about things, brah. How do you like things, bro? Brah. And that's all he does. He says bro and brah. And then I have Hammy, the little black grouchy hamster. He says dag nabbit, and I basically made him act like an old man, and his house is filled with like typewriters and office-y type equipment. Yeah. It's basically what ended up happening. So, Isaac just treats his villagers like currency. The moment he gets their friend portrait, he's like, get the fuck out of my life. And then they basically want to cry because they were hoping for a lifelong friendship with him, and he just basically tells them to fuck off. You know, you can actually change their personalities by gifting them. Well, you don't change their personalities. You just change your overall impression or other people's impressions of them, basically. So, like, if you have someone that visits your town, they're going to get a different impression of a villager based upon their catchphrases, the way that you've decorated their yard or their house or anything else. I just theme them. It's like creating a theme park on the Disneyland level scale to where everything feels different. Isaac's a sociopath? Well, I mean, what did you want from him on that? Like, the moment he gets a friend, one moment he gets one of their cards, he's like, get the fuck out of my life. I mean, did you want him to do something differently? Because honestly, I never expected him to do anything differently. I'm like trying to figure out what to put where. A lot of windows, I know. I don't want to put any windows right there because it's really fucking weird to put them there. And none of them are going to fit here. So, I think we're done with the exterior. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it! Look at it and weep! It's actually really nice. I actually really like the way this house turned out. Like, the actual visual appeal of it. It's pretty cool. Now we need a fucking door here. Like a sliding glass door. Hi Legacy, how are you? We're just doing a Sims build before we move on to Harry Potter, which needs to be in like 7 minutes. I can't keep putting it off because I keep putting it off. This door kind of works, but no, it's a little over the top. I want like I mean, honestly, it'd be like something like this. It should be like this. I should just fucking put this door in and just be done with it. Or I could just put it like here. It fits there, honestly. And if I do this and go boop, that's the kind of noise that you make. Boop. In your head, that's said with the lisp of John Leguizamo's sloth from Ice Age. Which one? What? You remember riding the train in Germany? Those two teen girls kept saying, brah. I mean, oh, I also have I also have the flamingo, the pink flamingo. What's her name? Can't remember her name. But she has the largest house because she keeps on talking about being a superstar because that's what all the peppy villagers say. I really wish each of the villagers would have a little bit more distinctive personality because I swear to God they're all carbon copies of each other. I'm trying to make this fit in a little better. There we go. Didn't I say in another stream that my city customization in Sims is so much that it crashes when you try to actually let it... No. No, I've been pretty good with my customization, thankfully. But I also went in, for anyone who doesn't know, again, our Discord has information on it. There are things you can do to your configuration file for The Sims. Sims is, by nature, based upon when it was made, a 32-bit program. 32-bit programs will only ever, maximum, try to grab 4 gigs of RAM. Because we are now in 64-bit systems and 4 gigs of RAM is like laughably small these days, you can go into your configuration file and you can force it to start grabbing additional RAM. When you have it grab additional RAM, it makes it a lot more stable. It's definitely something to look for. There's additional things that you can end up doing that will end up helping your game. It's just figuring out what works for you and needing to Google exactly what you can do, because I by no means want to give you step-by-step instructions on how to do it, because again, everyone's computer is different. But your town can be a lot more stable based off of that. My game's been a lot more stable since I installed the NRAAS Overwatch and Master Controller mod. Master Controller is not necessarily needed. Overwatch is the better one. Master Controller is good for other things. Discord link can be found on the About section of the Discord. It can also be right there. Oh, that's right. Never mind. Ignore me. Ignore that. Because... Oh, or you can do what Josie did. I thought Fuzzbot was working actually earlier today. That's really weird. Hold on, let me check his computer again real quick. Okay. His computer is in the rebooting stage of the installation. So hopefully that might help with whatever's going on. No, overall, this town is actually working pretty well. As far as a town that chugs, I've had problems before with Samantha's town because it was really large and all the stuff we had ended up doing to it. Legacy Island is incredibly, massively huge and insane, but fantastic, and I cannot stress enough how amazing of a customized world it is and how much you should pay attention to it. And there's a different version for every expansion pack out there. If you have every expansion pack for The Sims 3, the latest and last version that was released includes Into the Future content. If you don't, you'd have to look at some of the older ones that ended up being released for it. But, this house is turning out pretty awesome. So, I'm going to switch to Harry Potter, but before we do that, we are going to take a quick look at Legacy Island. Just to show you guys. Real quick. Your purpose to be the backup to a robot. Oh my god. Oh my god. You're just a backup to a robot. That's your only purpose. But we're going to the main menu for this. We will be working on this house a little bit here and there. Definitely again tomorrow morning, more than likely. But it's nice to be able to touch The Sims again for this kind of thing. So if we do new game, we go in here and we say Legacy Island 3. So it's made to have the Legacy family in the middle of the town and be able to see everything happens. Okay. It works so well that the population has grown to include all of the expansions. It has every expansion in this one, but this is what he had. He had Into the Future. So he has World Adventures, Ambitions, Late Night, Generations, Pets, Supernatural Seasons. Wait, what's SN? I don't remember. Seasons University, Island Paradise, Into the Future. He does not have Into the Future in this one that I have, because I have the one that says no Into the Future, and you can see it right there, no Into the Future. All the main lot types are added to the Sims need, except being able to see everything that is. So much is going on in this town. It's got a city, a beach, a swamp, suburbs, mountain, country, docks, islands, dive areas, hidden islands, includes something of each, even a tomb for world adventures. World is made for legacy players like the person who created this. Hell of a Cherub, thank you for the follow. Which Harry Potter? It's Order of the Phoenix. I'll end up switching it, don't worry. A populated world with a large center lot with neighbors all around and a town to explore, room to grow, and lots to expand. This time they added legacy lot on the beach, in the country, in the city, and on the mystical side of the island, built with Riverview and 2 store venues which will convert to the base game items if you don't have them. There's a casino, Serenity Retreat, the free store Toyota Prius pack, and Ford cars, and skydiving. Don't worry about the Prius and Toyota stuff if you've never seen it. It was a very limited time release that they did for The Sims 3, which was fucking stupid. And if you want, you can Google it. You can find it online. People do have the files because they were very angry that EA and Maxis released it for a very limited time. Then they pulled the files and didn't allow anyone to buy them later. Honestly, it just adds extra cars and a stupid little skydiving rabbit hole. It's stupid. Hey, Vincent, doing really good. Need more coffee. But we're going to take a look at Legacy Island real quick. I know we've done this beforehand, but we're going to go into Harry Potter. But yeah, I don't have... I almost was going to get a copy of the Ford Prius skydiving pack just to make this island as complete as possible. Then I saw what it included, and I was like, why the fuck do I want to search that down? I don't care. It literally gives you Fords and Prius cars to put into your Sims world, and I'm like, eh. And then it gives you, like I said, a skydiving thing, which is sort of like one of those giant tubes that you go in that quote-unquote you skydive in, but it just blows you up from the ground. Eh. It's not worth it. There's a lot better venues and things you could do. I got the casino because they put the casino in here. So if you want to know how big Legacy Island is, here's the city area. Swamp area. This is another area. Here's some other area. There's farmland over here. There's beach that stretches around all the way around here. There's a resort here, and then they have an entire supernatural section that uses supernatural-based items, including a fairy-type castle, an alchemy shop complete with living quarters above it, a house next door for the alchemist to live in, and then all these clouded areas are actual hidden items. Legacy Island literally includes everything from every expansion pack. And when I showed it to people, it basically is along the lines of anyone who has downloaded and played it, which includes Sci-Fi and Ben Masai. They all sit there and say, oh my god, there is no other land to play in ever again. Legacy Island is the be-all, end-all. It is freaking amazing. You can find the main customized map online through here. So we can choose a household. You can find the main customized map online in thesims3.com if you want. If you don't want to play, grab that one. I believe you can Google it and you can find the other ones. That's how I ended up finding this one, which doesn't have Into the Future. Everything's still here. It's just that the Into the Future pack added teleporters and a few other things in different locations. I believe, she, whoever ended up making it, I believe took houses from other locations and other lots and stuff. But to give an idea of the basic world, and it's really, really, really pretty and cool. Just to see it overall. Little house of laundry. So this is a laundromat. I'm not sure what this one is. That's a bar. This is a pool area. The town center itself is like a town with a really cute shopping area. All this is like little shopping areas. But when you go into the city area, it feels like a freaking city. Like, really feels like a city with actual subway stations that you can end up using in each different area. It's got that. Oh, there's a resort in the city, by the way. This right here is a resort. It's a rooftop, but it goes inside to have clubs, a fitness center, and then a bar along with a buffet and everything. This is a legitimate resort. These faces hurt you. Uh, but then you have this guy, the experimental dome. So if you have Into the Future and you get the latest one, the experimental dome has Into the Future stuff inside of it. And the way you get into it is through this. So getting into that dome from here, you go through this building outside, you go underground, walk through and up these stairs, and the stairs will lead you in here. If you have Into the Future, these stairs don't exist. If you have Into the Future with the updated version of Legacy Island, these stairs don't exist, and it's teleporters that will teleport you in, apparently. But you have the whole highway area that you can go across. You have docks over there that you can like see. You have dock working over here. It just feels complete. Movie studio here. So another like subway station over here. A whole nother resort over here. If you ended up wanting to buy the resort or have your Sims stay there, if you don't want to just be a resort owner. Resort owning is kind of a mixed bag. It's okay and it's kind of janky in some ways. I do enjoy it, but it could have been better. The actual casino is right here. And I think it's the legitimate casino itself. I know there's a shopping mall in here somewhere. I think it's... I don't even know where the shopping mall is. There's a legitimate shopping mall in here somewhere. It might be this guy. Or this might be just a bunch of stuff. But yeah, no, it's fucking insane. All I can say is look at Legacy Island if you've never seen it before. And to show you real quick, over here is the supernatural area, which this is actually a home that you can have someone live in. I don't know how much it costs. 139,550 simoleons. There's a whole little walkover area. There's more homes over here, and the alchemy store is right here, along with the alchemy, the house that's meant for the alchemist right here. And yeah, Create a Sim is loading in because there's a whole lot of things. So Legacy Island's insanely huge. Insanely huge. But I'm very interested in it. And there's a very strong possibility that the Divine Family will eventually move there.